Hey, good morning, everyone, and happy Friday to you. I have a personal story I wanted to share with you today that is very near and dear to my heart. The general gist of the message is regarding a trusted contact authorization. Now, this is a form that we have with Commonwealth. It is an individual that you would name to your account that we could reach out to on your behalf. Now, we've talked about estate planning. This is not a power of attorney. This individual has no authorization to make trades or transactions on your behalf, and we're not going to disclose any financial information about your accounts. But the whole reason to have a trusted contact is simply another person, if we cannot get a hold of you, that can either vouch for a story or verify your well-being or whereabouts if something seems amiss. And the reason I talk about this is because we had something happen in our office about a month ago. A very, very sweet lady. She was 85 years old. She's been a client of ours for a long time. Her husband unfortunately passed a number of years ago, and they never had any children. But to say that she was financially astute is not doing her justice. She was very sharp. She knew where everything was. She knew what was going on in her accounts. And she always had detailed records for me. So we received a call early on a Monday morning from a family member of hers that I had never heard of before. He informed me that she was in the hospital, she had stage 4 lung cancer, and things didn't look great. So our first order of business was I needed to see some sort of documentation that he was the power of attorney, because why should I even be talking to him? So he did provide the power of attorney, and at first glance, it checked all the boxes. It had the appropriate number of witnesses, it had the notarization. It seemed to be a good, valid legal document. Now, what did stand out to me, though, was it was dated only a week prior. And it just seemed like it was printed right off the internet. So to make the story a little bit shorter, he had called in and inquired about liquidating her entire brokerage account. Now keep in mind, this is someone who's had this account for a long time. It was a rather substantial account, and she didn't enjoy paying extra taxes more than the next person. So here was this large piece of money that he was requesting that we liquidate, incur a huge tax bill for, just to send to her bank account for quote-unquote medical expenses. So we got Commonwealth involved, we got another third party involved. This was a lawyer who we had his information in our file. And it turns out that this individual appeared to be attempting to commit elder abuse and financial fraud. Now, I'm not going to name the name of the bank, but the bank had already approved his power of attorney document. So he was already able to access the money in her bank account, which from my records was a pretty substantial amount. Should have been more than enough to cover any medical bills. And the real kicker of the story was it was her intentions to leave everything she had, her investment accounts, her estate, money at the bank, it was all to go 100% to charity. So here was a bad actor trying to take advantage of a wonderful lady while she was unable to speak or represent herself. Now, one more thing I wanted to add, and this is not the pitch to use us, but in general, the benefits of using a financial advisor or a smaller firm is our clients are not just a number in a queue to us. It's a personal relationship, and it means something to us. It really means a lot. So from my records and our meetings, she had another pretty sizable old 401k account at a very large brokerage firm. I'm not going to name their name either, but just think of the biggest players out there. I reached out to this firm, and I know that they are not going to give me any information without her on the line, which is normal and perfectly acceptable. That's exactly what I expected. But the entire goal of my call was simply to let them know if this individual reached out with the power of attorney document that we were in the middle of a fraud investigation, and they needed to be aware of that. We were trying to prevent this person from accessing those monies as well. And this large institution basically told me they couldn't help me. which was very disheartening when we were just trying to make sure that her assets were safeguarded and going to the charities and organizations that were important to her. So I know this wasn't a very lighthearted message. This is something that I was very involved with, and we spent a lot of time with, and just wanted to share the story with you. And again, the importance of having a trusted contact on your accounts or on your profile, so there's someone else that we can reach out to, because in this case there wasn't one. Well, have a nice rest of the day and have a wonderful weekend. We'll catch up with you soon. Take care.